Hello, Rich Millionaire. 1.5 years ago, if I have told you that today, by end of 2023, the largest crypto exchange in the world, Binance, will be convicted for money laundering and the CEO has to step down and potentially go to jail, would you have believed me? Probably not. If I ever told you that the other largest exchange in the world, FTX, the dude will become one of the biggest fraudsters of all time and billions of dollars will be stolen, would you have believed me? You wouldn't have done that either, right? This is the reason I stopped making videos for 1.5 years, because the last 1.5 years was probably the most painful experience of all time for almost everybody in the crypto space. Not for me, but for most people. And now I'm coming back because I want to guide everybody out of the misery into a bright future. Even though it means only guiding a small amount of people right now, maybe 1,000, 2,000 people watching me, but we have the opportunity here to grow the community, and I plan to do everything in my power to grow this community so that we bring everybody back on track, and then we can get everybody to where we want to go, which is $50,000 to $100,000 per Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, big promise, huh? But I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go. I hope you join me in this journey. Now this video is a free-form video, which means I don't even know how long this will take. So I suggest you grab a coffee or tea and join me for a fireside chat, and let's recap what happened in the last 1.5 years and what's coming up for all of us. Alright, ready? Good. First of all, I want to thank everybody for keeping me in their mind, because in the last 1.5 years while I was away, sometimes I get messages from people who I know in person asking me, do I ever come back to YouTube? Do I ever want to come back to the crypto space ever again? As you can see, now I'm back. But back then I was not ready or willing to do it, because number one, it was very obvious to me, very obvious to me that there were huge cracks showing in the crypto space. It started actually with the smaller exchanges, and then it became bigger and bigger and bigger. So from my perspective, there was only a winter. So what I did was I made a lot of videos warning people of the upcoming crypto winter, and made sure that people who watch me on a regular basis have taken all the assets of all the exchanges, particularly the big ones. So I hope everyone's fine. Those people who watch my video have survived. That's very important. Myself, I didn't lose a single Satoshi, because all my crypto are in cold storage, and my cold storage is legally locked away until beginning of 2026. So for me, nothing like actually has happened. Nothing. Yeah, in fact, I've added some positions as well in between. I made some videos about it. At $100 per Bitcoin Cash, I told everybody that this is the line in the sand for me, and I made sure that this line in the sand didn't get crossed. And yeah, as you can see, we're back to $250 average level. Isn't that good? Now, far more important than the prices is sentiment. The worst of the worst possible scenario has already happened in all crypto space. That means it can't get any worse, and it can only get better. The most important part about crypto is, what is the adoption rate? What is the conviction rate? How often do people still want to invest in crypto? And based on my underground research, I would say everyone who has bought crypto so far have not given up on it. Because the whole idea of independent, financially self-controlled system like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, this idea didn't go away. In fact, I believe this idea has grown stronger than ever before. And therefore, I'm very confident that the demand for crypto space only go up, not going down, particularly with the bad players out of the game and new established players, that is licensed, regulated players coming back into this space. I believe the access to the crypto space is getting bigger and bigger. In my previous video, I have talked about the impact of ETF on crypto. Now I want to illustrate to you how big this impact is. And a lot of people don't understand how important for average investor to have access to the market by using an instrument like an ETF, because very often we can't time the market. Therefore, you don't know which one to choose, when to choose, and the best way to invest in any asset class is by dollar cost averaging in and buying a basket of assets. In the case of crypto, because so many thousands of crypto out there are actually illegal securities offerings, there are only a handful of cryptos that is legally regulated and 100% safe for you to invest in the long term. Bitcoin is one of those, Bitcoin Cash is one of those, and of course Ethereum is one of those as well. I'm just naming these three as example. There are a few more out there, but in my book there's about less than 20 crypto that is worth investing in. I call them blue chip investments in crypto space. And sooner or later everybody will discover that if you want to invest institutional money into crypto space, the only way going forward is by creating ETFs around those asset class. And the only way to get licensed and approved by the government to trade those ETFs is by providing us infrastructure and a product setup that allows people legally to own those commodity-like assets without getting into trouble with securities law. And in this case, we already have established exchange-traded notes, I will call them that way, like the Bitcoin, the Grayscale Bitcoin product, the Grayscale Bitcoin Cash product, Grayscale Ethereum product, and there will be other ETFs coming up. And those are not ETFs yet, just keep in mind. They have applied for the permission to convert those products into an ETF. There's a fine difference between over-the-counter traded financial products and the actual ETFs. Fine difference, because institutionals actually cannot really buy in large quantities those OTC products without getting into their legal limitations. So for the average investor, the time is coming very, very soon that anybody can just use a brokerage account, press a button, put in the ticker symbol, and buy $50, $100 worth of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin or Ethereum, or a basket of all this. And this scenario is coming. And once those instruments are created, it becomes an incredible big demand force in a tiny market. Why do I say that? Look at the size of the ETF product right now in Bitcoin Cash. There's only $60-70 million currently invested in this sector, and the potential investment demand for it is at least 100 times bigger than that. At least 100 times bigger than that. Why? Because the investment demand for this same product today, right now, in the Bitcoin space is more than 100 times bigger than that. And Bitcoin hasn't even received the proper institutional treatment yet. So Bitcoin will take off like crazy. I think Bitcoin price $1 million a coin, $2 million a coin, entirely possible. I will not exclude that. So if you are new to this channel, you don't know what I'm standing for, if you don't want to buy any other cryptos, just buy Bitcoin. That's the old solution. You can't go wrong with it. However, if you want to invest your money slightly smarter than the average guy and get twice, 5 times, 10 times, or even 20 times the return of Bitcoin's return, the smartest thing to do is actually buy into a basket of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash. Or if you're extremely risk seeking, then put all your money into Bitcoin Cash, like what I have done. But you need to make sure that you have access to the actual product. So you can now either buy on the exchange directly and hold it in a cold wallet, or you can wait until the ETF is approved, then join the game and buy in your brokerage account step by step. Either way is fine. But what I want to say here is that the demand side for our crypto, Bitcoin Cash, is going to explode upwards minimum by 10 times, if not 100 times. Now, most people think if the demand for a product goes up 10x, means the price will go up 10x, right? No, that's not true. That's wrong. In reality, demand-supply structure doesn't work this way. Your demand go up 10 times, but the supply side, whenever the price goes up significantly, actually the supply side dries up. It does not come online because we're dealing with a limited quantity commodity here. That means anyone who's holding on to those commodities, like myself, I've been holding on to for quite a few years. And for me, when I see price start moving upwards big time, the last thing I want is to sell, because my long-term target has not been reached. My long-term target, everybody knows here, is $500,000 coin. And it will take maybe longer than I expected. So this part I readily confess that I got the timing wrong. It's similar to somebody says, I invest in Apple when it was in 1980s, and I got too early in, and Apple is a bad investment because I got into Apple too early. No, you can't say that. You are just early. So I'm just early. So are you. All of us are early. We are still incredibly early. The real money hasn't even started looking at these things yet. However, if other investment products in the past are any indication, and from my personal experience, I remember still when the gold ETF came online, then the silver ETF came online, the price increase in both were dramatic, because those are commodities that's been traded for centuries. And yet, once the institutional demand is introduced via ETF structure, the price just explodes upwards. In the case of Bitcoin Cash, the main demand for both products is investment demand. Very few people actually use Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash for that matter for transactions. Unfortunately, in this regard, I have to say that Bitcoin Cash has failed to become the gold standard for payments worldwide. However, not all is lost, because ultimately, the number one function for money, which in this case we're dealing with money here, has always been store of value. So, Bitcoin is a great store of value. Bitcoin Cash is also a very good store of value. However, Bitcoin Cash charges you significantly less for the same function of store of value, isn't it? So let's say if you want to store $100 in Bitcoin, or you want to store $100 in Bitcoin Cash, what do you choose? In case of transaction fee, Bitcoin Cash wins. In case of affordability, Bitcoin Cash wins. The only thing where Bitcoin wins is the existing adoption. So you have a network effect on that side. However, because they are not using it for transaction, the network effect is vastly overestimated. This is what I can say right now. Now, what is the next coming up for everybody? And I want to prepare everyone for it. What is coming is probably the biggest bull market run of all time, because all the bearish elements, the exchange issues, the bad actor issues, the shaky hand of weak hands issues, all these are gone. Everyone is a strong hand. Everyone is a strong holder. Everybody I know of who still hold crypto today is a true believer. As a true believer, you are not going to exit stage left if price only go up 2x, 3x, 4x. Why would you? You waited so long. You must wait another 6 months, a year longer, because the return is significantly on the upside. And I dare to say, I foresee in the next 12 months to 24 months, we will see the largest percentage gain that cryptos have ever seen in the history of crypto. Please mark my word here. And we'll come back and review this. However, I'm not making video every single day because I'm also busy with studying other things. I'm right now focused on not how high Bitcoin Cash will go. Instead, I'm focusing on what should I invest in after I cash out my Bitcoin Cash at $500,000 a coin. And we're talking about large sum here. So I'm working on my investment strategy after 2026, 2027, or 2030. That's how I'm working on right now. So you can get a glimpse of that on my Instagram. My Instagram, same account name, First Mill. You can see what kind of investment I'm looking at right now. And I will share more about my investment ideas on my Instagram too. However, on this YouTube channel, I'll still stay focused on Bitcoin Cash. I create a brand name behind it. I want to continue to support the entire community. And in the near future, I'll be willing, for the first time ever, doing live interviews with anybody who wants to interview me. So stay tuned. I hope to see you again. Please give me a like and subscribe, because this channel has been dormant for a while. YouTube algorithm does not like this kind of channel, so I'm almost like a brand new channel from their perspective. Please share my content. Please tell everybody to come here, give a thumb up, and I see you again very, very soon. Bye.